Hello everyone. This is just another day in the life of Emily Diaz. A little bit about me. I am 24, going on 25. I've been a police officer for about a year and a month. It's been something that I've wanted to do ever since I can remember. I've always had a passion for bringing justice, particularly for females. I've seen a lot of things growing up, and a lot of things have occurred within my family, and for me it just became an automatic passion where I knew that I wanted to, in some way or another, help other females and males, of course, not to neglect them, but just as a strong, independent woman, bring some justice in that sense. So I'm an officer for the town of Palm Beach, as you can see here on the emblem. Today is a relatively quiet day because it's Sunday, and today's my Monday, so it is always rough, but definitely pretty blessed to work where I work. I get to see the beautiful trees, nature, the water, which I'll probably show you in a little bit. And it's just always a learning experience. What I love the most about my job is the fact that no matter what, you can never be too prepared. A day can bring silly calls, paper calls, reports, and another day can bring homicides, thefts, assaults, verbal threats, domestics, etc. So you just always have to be prepared to do whatever. A short story that I encountered last week that was pretty detrimental, pretty moving for me, was being the first responder to a drowning. Now, I had just finished eating lunch and I was on my way to my car, and I heard on the radio we have an unconscious, unbreathing male, age 65, in the such and such block of South Ocean Boulevard. And immediately I just jumped in my car, turned on my lights and sirens, and I went code 3, as we call it. And luckily my supervisor was within the area, so we just bolted. When we got to the area, I instinctively went to my trunk, got my AED. They said that a couple of seconds before, he was pulled out of the water, still unconscious and not breathing. So I grabbed my AED, hoping that I could resuscitate him and obviously do compressions, hence CPR. I'm running. My heart is racing. I get to the beach, and it feels like endless, because there's so much sand leading up to where he is, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. So I still keep running, run. There's a bunch of people telling them to move out of the way. I see him. He has his mouth open, his eyes are rolled back, and he clearly looks like he's passed. But I throw myself to the ground. I try some compressions, and initially I was going to give him mouth to mouth, but in my mind I'm thinking he doesn't look like he's alive, and just for safety precautions, I didn't have the opportunity to grab my mouthpiece to do that mouth-to-mouth CPR. So in hindsight, it just goes to show that we have to really make split-second decisions, and sometimes you think that police officers per se have all this time to think, and we make our mistakes, but other times too we're doing the best that we can. So fire rescue got there shortly after, about a minute or so, and they pronounced him dead. We were not able to resuscitate him, and it was a very, very overwhelming experience for me. Not to say that that was the first of the many dead bodies that I've seen, but it was the first scene of an accident where I could have had some form of control, some form of possibility to help this person. So it was very tough for me, mentally, physically, and spiritually, but at the same time, I was very moved and very honored to have had that experience. And that's just something that I wanted to share with you all so that you can somewhat see what it is that I have to encounter on a day-to-day basis. And but besides that, I have yet to show you some of the scenery that I see. So here it goes. This is one of the many beautiful mansions that I see on a daily basis. And as I will show you later on, I was at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's country club per se, and one of his residences that he stays at while he's in town. These are the gorgeous trees. Another nice house. And back to me. Now, although this is silly, I do want to share. My vehicle's like my own office. I have a computer, which you see is right on my right hand side. I have the wheel. I have my in-car audio and video mic, just for our safety, for traffic stops, any suspicious incident, any person that we are talking to, whatever the case may be. If we feel that it's necessary, we can just click our body cam and it'll record the encounter.